tonight, for those of you just joining us, we have obtained exclusively for TV use letters written from stepmommy from behind jailhouse walls. And I got to tell you, I've got an earful. Aside from saying what her husband, Adam Baker, Zara's natural father, did to her was, quote, horrifying, she signs it like this. Some girls want to be princesses when they grow up. I want to be a vampire. She signs everything dark love. Vampires rule. You're my dark heart. What she says about Zara is that she blames the child if all this, in other words, the attention focused on Zara's disappearance, wouldn't have happened if Zara had not been a cancer survivor from Australia. She actually blames Zara for beating cancer. She goes on to whine about having to cover up her tattoos and body piercings and how much she loves them, how she misses her warm waterbed. It goes on and on. And out of all these pages I'm looking at, not once does she say, where is Zara? I love her. I want to hold her in my arms. I want to put her to sleep at night. What has become of her? Why was her leg thrown away? I can't stand to think that she's suffering. Not once does she exhibit 1 ounce of love or human kindness for this little girl. Can you imagine your mommy figure wanting to grow up to be a vampire, admitting her favorite holiday is Halloween because she's a pagan worshiper? Out to David Lord, joining us exclusively tonight. He is the crime reporter of AOLnews.com. He is the one responsible for getting his mitts on these letters and sharing them with us tonight. Enough from me, David. How did you get these letters and what did you learn?
Well, the letters were actually sent to Eric Geen. He runs a Murderabilia website on the internet called Serial Killers, Inc. He had received the letters from Miss Baker last week, provided us copies of them. Obviously, the revelations in them are quite shocking, and that's why we moved forward and published them.
You know, David, the interest in Zara is incredible and what happened to her. And after you've read these letters, everyone joining us is David Lord, crime reporter with AOLnews.com, who is sharing the letters with us. What were your impressions of her? I mean, she comes out and says, Zara's dead. She's not missing. And the only thing she says about anything that happened to her specifically is that it was, quote, horrifying.
Yeah, she says, we didn't kill her, but what he did afterwards was quite horrifying, to paraphrase. So suggesting after she was dead, something horrific was done to her. So it's quite a startling revelation, and it goes along the lines with everything else in the letter. She claims Zahara's not missing, the police know where she's at, and, you know, basically wants to direct a lot of pity towards herself and her current conditions. You
know, that's something I noticed, David, and after when I go to commercial break, I probably won't even have enough time to do it then because it's such a huge number. I'm going to count how many times she said, I, throughout the entire, all the letters that you've obtained. It's all about me, how she's being misjudged, how people don't understand her, how people want her to be normal, but she can't be because she wants to be a vampire. Joining us right now, Gene Casares, legal correspondent in session. I know you've combed over these with a fine-tooth comb. Thanks to crime reporter David Lord. What have you learned, Gene Casares?
You know, legally, you see her state of mind, you see her knowledge. When she says, we really didn't kill her, she places herself at the point of time that all happened. She talks about that she is a party to a crime. And then she talks about what he did afterwards is horrifying. After the fact, that's not the murder, that's the cover-up. And so legally, she puts herself in the midst of it. On another point, she talks about Halloween. This is such a recent letter. She just wrote this. She said she's so concerned she has to miss Halloween. It's her favorite holiday. She's only 42 years old, and the camera really doesn't put her in the best light possible when she's been on television.
And, you know, Jean, she goes on to state that she wants to be in the media. She wants to be a media star, but her lawyer won't let her, Jean.
That's right. She wants to tell her story, she said.